I think everybody's watching Donald Trump and every move he makes to see, is he gonna be reasonable Trump? Is he gonna be crazy Trump? Okay, there's been a lot of signs, and I think we've gotten perhaps the clearest one yet. When Donald Trump announces that he wants Matt Gaetz, of all people, to be the top lawyer of the United States federal government, I think the debate is settled now, and I think we all know what the next 4 years are gonna be like. He announced his pick with this. It is my great honor, both G and H capitalized there. No, it's not great, okay? And it's not your honor. There's nothing honorable about this. But anyway, to announce that Congressman Matt Gaetz of Florida is hereby nominated to be capital T, the Attorney General of the United States. Matt is a deeply gifted and tenacious attorney trained at the William and Mary College of Law, who has distinguished himself in Congress through his focus on achieving desperately needed reform at the Department of Justice. Most of that is, it's the most crazed poppycock we've ever heard in our life. Deeply gifted lawyer. What does he have to do with the law? No, I know that technically he went to law school way back when or whatever. What does he have to do with the law? But anyway, the part that you need to focus on, the only part that truly matters, is the reform at the Department of Justice. Reform there is taking on a new meaning, but change to the Department of Justice is definitely what this is about. And obviously, I think this is a strange pick. Here is CNN asking some of the people who might have to consider whether he actually gets this position, reacting to it.
I was shocked that he has been nominated. If the nomination proceeds, I'm sure that there will be an extensive background check by the FBI and public hearings and a lot of questions asked.
I'm having trouble.
What about Matt Gaetz?
You support him? We have a confirmation process.
I don't know yet. I think about that one.
Do you have any concerns about it?
We'll see.
Do you think Matt Gaetz is confirmable?
We'll find out, won't we?
Senator Kennedy, what do you think of Matt Gaetz as Attorney General?
Happy Thanksgiving.
God, I hate Senator Kennedy. Anyway, so none of them really want to say. Bear in mind, Lindsey Graham, who seemed to be really hesitant there, came out later and he was like, let's give Matt a chance. This isn't like, you let him go up to bat when the score is tied and it's a bit of a risk, but whatever. It's just Little League. This is the AG. It's actually important. I don't want to need to remind everyone on a daily basis that these jobs are critically important. These are not small things, the Department of Homeland Security, Department of Defense, Director of National Intelligence, or the Attorney General. They're super, super important. And give him a chance. He seems fun. He knows how to party or whatever. That's the reaction we're getting, J.R. Jackson. We have talked about Matt Gaetz for what feels like 1,000 years. What do you make of his potential elevation to this position?
Well, the first thing I noticed that you said earlier was that what does Matt Gaetz have to do with the law? Maybe eventually something. Because after we see these things that are potentially coming out about him in this probe, I'm not sure if you're getting to that real soon, so stop me if you are. But he's got issues, and a lot of people know he's got issues. But the main purpose, it seems like here, because I'm trying to get different angles and perspectives of people who maybe work closer within these types of fields. People who work maybe within the Justice Department, maybe know people who work with the Justice Department, are closer to Washington, D.C., just know how things roll, because what we're seeing a lot of is, okay, he's going way over the top. That being Donald Trump with these picks. We got this idiot from Fox and Friends that he's gonna put on as the defense secretary. Come on. So he's almost doing some test balloon things. But how is it the rest of the department gonna respond to this? It's not like Matt Gaetz would do everything. Now, he may try to direct things a certain way, but people still have to conduct investigations. People still have to go and look into things. They have to actually make charges. And after they make these charges, they make absolutely no sense. How do they then craft them to make sure the judges, doesn't have to get all the way to the Supreme Court immediately. How do these judges then respond to these trumped up charges, the way that they're looking to implement? Or is this just them trying to continue to jazz up their base even after winning the election, to be like, you see, because they're in this high stepping period right now of talking down to folks and be like, wait until your day comes, Eric Swalwell, things like that make absolutely no damn sense. So this was the main purpose of many people voting for Donald Trump, because they think this is a football game between the Bills and the Chiefs. So after they've gotten so mad about all the rest that they've pushed through now, do they really know how any of this works? Does Matt Gaetz really know how any of this works? And will it work? Because again, he's an idiot. So how does he fully implement these types of things? Of course, there's rogue, crazy people who know how to work the system, but they're trying to clear out the system. Isn't that a big process? Like, maybe I'm trying to temper my anxiety here, but it seems like there's a lot that has to happen. And when you're in a room full of thieves, people are gonna start picking each other's pockets.
Yeah, I felt kind of similar to how you were feeling yesterday. I was on the second hour of the Young Turks with Anna Kasparian, and she was saying that some of these people, like Tulsi, may not be as bad as we fear. And I get why she's saying that. I disagree. No. That's what she said. I have that hope that she has. I disagree. But my argument was, he has gone so far into crazy town, unqualified town, all of that maybe that'll actually hamper their ability to burn the house down from the inside out, because they literally don't know how matches work. They're potentially too incompetent, and they're so unqualified that maybe whatever career professionals remain there will be able to be like, well, they won't even know what I'm doing if I just do what I want to do. Like, that's the hope I have, and that is a sad, sorry hope,
isn't it?
But that's the only hope I have. By the way, I want to give you just a couple more reactions to this. Chuck Grassley was so exasperated that he stopped talking to reporters and stood there stone-faced for 30 seconds, which is how I feel multiple times on a daily basis. Representative Mike Simpson, a Republican, was told about this, and he said, "Are you S-ing me?" Yeah, no. Are you S-ing America? I mean, John Bolton called him the worst cabinet nomination in American history. And far be it from me to disagree with John Bolton on anything. I don't know that that's the case. It's definitely in the category. Like, if you were choosing unqualified cabinet appointees throughout American history, Matt Gaetz would be S tier, obviously. But I don't know, like, Pete Hegseth for Department of Defense might be less qualified. I think RFK Jr. having anything to do with our health, maybe less qualified. I don't know. Kash Patel as head of the CIA might be less qualified. So don't lock in your votes just yet. Things may get darker, everyone. And also, by the way, and really fast, I want your reaction on this. A lot of them are saying, like, I don't know, we'll see. Could he actually be blocked? Kevin McCarthy says he's definitely not making it in. Some people are speculating this may be Trump's way of giving Matt Gaetz a position that he doesn't get, and then, hey, I tried. Maybe he doesn't actually like Matt Gaetz, and this is his way of kind of sacrificing. You don't buy that.
Donald Trump doesn't think that far ahead. That's my assumption. Because I think I saw Hugh Hewitt say something like that, except he said it a lot more like praiseworthy along the lines of, he's actually trying to get rid of Matt Gaetz because he's actually for law and order and wants to get rid of these. Bro, he's one of them. So no, that's absolutely not it. But as we saw in his first term, there was maybe two things that kind of blocked the degree of insanity that he was trying to implement. Was, yes, there was some blockades, there was some people with some guardrails still up, but also outside of that, he's too stupid and he messed things up. He can't implement them. So who knows who are behind the scenes that he's putting in place that actually have a brain to put these things together? That's still very possible. But as it happens, he's gonna have to hide it, because there's still, like, yes, we know they won the election, they've got control of House and Senate and all that, but there's still millions upon millions of Americans who are like, no. So that's gonna be something you have to get over. Everybody's not just gonna roll over it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. My fear is that we're going to get really used to the Republicans just rolling over, because we're excited for the midterms for a chance to sort of dial back some of this insanity. They're going to be looking for something to do.
Yes.
Replacing some rhinos is something to do. Like, if they feel like if you stick your neck out just a little bit for sanity, maybe your head gets cut off in the midterms. I don't know. We'll see. Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.